Hello and welcome to the Lee Summit Town Hall podcast, and welcome to this Friday episode. My special guest today, Ben Rao from Bridge Space. Did I get it right this time?
Thank you. Rao, like mayo.
You know, you corrected me last time. I said Rao and you said Rao.
I know. It's just fun to jack with you, Nick.
Well, you are my friend and my nemesis at the same time, so I appreciate you coming back on the show.
For sure. Love it. Thank you for having me.
I invited you.
I'm really excited about it.
I can tell.
I can't wait.
I can tell.
This is going to be so fun.
You came in a flamingo shirt and everything, so I hope people go to YouTube and watch the video because this shirt is loud and amazing. And flamingo socks.
How about that, right?
If anything, you are always coordinated.
Well, you know, my wife calls it matchy-watchy.
It works.
Yeah, we try not to wear clothes that clash.
Oh, well, that's good. So you don't team up and matchy-watchy with each other.
Yeah, I think the biggest crime with clothing in the business environment is that if you wear a T-shirt or you wear something else, then people don't take you as serious versus when you have a sport coat or a suit on.
Right.
And
so how serious do they take you with bright flamingos?
Very serious. I'm commanding their attention.
So it's like Bull Durham where you're announcing your presence with authority.
Yes, I am here. Flamingos and all.
There we go.
Okay.
Well, you are here today because I wanted to talk about Chilifest.
Yeah,
Chilifest is coming back. It took a little year off, a hiatus for a year, and you have decided that Lee Summit needs to have its Chilifest back. So it is when?
Hang on, I'm trying to get my Facebook Live going. Okay, we're live. Okay, yeah,
there we go.
Okay, thank you.
Woo, so when is? Let's just start off with that. When is Chilifest?
So Chilifest is October 5th. It is the first Saturday of October. It's going to be a wonderful day. The forecast already says it's going to be amazing.
And it's not going to change.
It's not going to change at all. Honestly, I haven't looked at it.
Well, what is the point, Ben? Why are we doing this? It was a kind of a running thing in Lee Summit. It used to happen out in front of City Hall, and then it took a break.
It did.
What made you decide to bring it back?
So, I mean, really what happened is that a couple of different Rotary groups in Lee Summit had Chilifest.
Well, we have like 7 Rotaries,
yeah,
right?
that we do, right? And because I can't even tell you which ones. It was the morning, noon, or night one. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm glad you narrowed that down.
So the Rotaries did it, and they did it for a great cause. They were raising money for charities and philanthropies, and I always participated with a bunch of other people that lived in downtown Lee Summit. That was the LSDers, the Lee Summit Downtowners. And it would be a lot of people that people would know, Dave Eames from Fossil Forge and Tim Drape and a lot of other people. We got together, and it was a Friday and Saturday event. And I think probably what happened is it just became too much. It was a lot of, you were blocking off the streets. It was 2 days. People had tents. They had music. They had beer trucks. It became a lot. You needed police officers to watch overnight. And I think they just said, you know what? It was raising money, and it was raising enough money, but just probably not enough for the effort. So 17 was the last year they did it in front of City Hall. And last year I said, well, we can't let this die. This has been too much fun as a participant. And I said, well, we're not going to let it die. What are we going to do? Let's throw it on our back, and we'll just go make it happen again. And what I found out quickly is that I could not get the contest sanctioned. So a lot of people that probably went to this didn't even realize.
All right, so there's a chili circuit.
There is a chili circuit. So there is CASI, C-A-S-I, and that is a national chili association, and their efforts are to raise money for philanthropies through chili competitions. But you've got all these chili freaks all over the United States that compete in chili competitions all year, and when you finish in the top 10, you get points. And if you accumulate 100 points, and if there's somebody out there listening that really knows the details, I'm kind of making this up a little bit. But when you get 100 points, and it may be 110 or 200, so I apologize if I'm understating or overstating it, but you get 100 points, you get invited to the big showdown that's in Texas once a year, and that's where they have like hundreds and hundreds of people that are competing for chili. It's a big chili party. And so you need a 90-day notice to be able to do a sanctioned event. I tried to pick this up kind of late summer. There just wasn't enough runway to make it happen. So we got it resanctioned and said, okay, we're going to, as much as I hate to do it, we're going to wait 1 year and bring it out of hiatus in 2019. And because we can do it at Bridge Space and it's not a public street and we have our own water and we have our own electricity and we just have kind of all the things and a lot of control, that it made it a lot easier to get this thing put back together.
And you were able then to kind of shrink it too, and that it's only a 1 day deal. It's not 2 days. You're not. You don't have to go get all the extra police and fire.
That's right. So it's a 1 day event. It's not 2 days. So you don't have to worry about all the stuff and set up. Teams will come in the morning early on Saturday. They'll set up their tents, set up their grills, set up what they're doing. And it's Chilifest, but it's also wings and salsa.
Right. This has everything that I love in the world. It's chili, it's wings, it's salsa. There's going to be music playing.
Oh, there's a lot more than that. There's more than that. Wait till you hear this.
Bonus material?
Bonus material.
Here we go.
Okay, you're hearing it for the first time. First time. At Chilifest this year, we will have a hot dog eating contest. Yes,
I don't know whether to be excited about this
or
or
four
scared.
people, how many hot dogs they can eat as fast as they can in 3 or 4 minutes, and they will be deemed the champion.
I have an important question about
yes.
this. Is this an open competition, or are you hand-picking the contestants?
I will be taking applications.
Ooh, applications.
Yes, applications.
Is it a video application?
If you're watching on Facebook right now and you're interested in eating as many hot dogs as you want to eat in 5 minutes and make yourself sick,
John Bedoin.
We'll make sure we tag John on this one, to make sure you sign up. So, my biggest concern was insurance. Like something bad happens.
Right.
My insurance carrier said, hey, I've double checked. I've covered, so we're going forward. Just got that answer yesterday.
That's awesome.
We're moving forward. Cisco Foods, one of our sponsors, is actually providing all the hot dogs. So they're providing cases and cases of hot dogs and buns and all the things for both the eating contest, but we'll also have hot dogs on site that we'll sell, along with water and soda and beer, wine, all those kinds of things. So, and all the proceeds from the hot dogs, beer, wine, all that, a lot of the proceeds all go to the event. So the neat thing about this event is I really think, even though it's the first year, we're going to raise a lot of money for 3 local charities.
Well, before we get to those, because that is important and it is a big deal, I have an important question for you. Do you know how many hot dogs you can eat in 5 minute span?
I do not have any interest to eat that, even if they were lean, all beef. No interest. You know what? I could put some hot dogs down, and then I'm sure that I would throw up.
Well, that's not good. We don't want that. Let's do the important question here, because this is the other thing that fits with me. I know it fits with you and your personality. We are raising money and supporting some important organizations here locally. Who are we helping out?
So we're partnered with Cold Water of Lee Summit, food pantry here in Lee Summit. A lot of people know Monty. That's kind of the outside business face of the of that organization. It's a great organization, and it just felt really natural to pick them to be one of our partners and help to drive money through a food event to a food pantry. Developing Potential, which I think a lot of people don't realize is here, and that they have a big presence in the Summit.
I live in the world of autism and adults with special needs. That's my world. I didn't know about Developing Potential until a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so Developing Potential focuses on workforce placement and development for kids with autism. My wife is a para at Lee Summit North, so I get to see a lot of that stuff that's going on. And what I've noticed is that these kids can go to school till they're 21 in the school district and high school. But then after that, what's next? There's a work placement program that North has, and kids get out and really get an opportunity to kind of try to test their social skills and see if they can go out and work for an hour. I know that Conrad's does it, B&B Theater. We've done it here. Hy-Vee's done it. So these are places where students with autism are going in and able to work and get some experience, hopefully, that when they get out of high school, because they're not likely going to go to college, that they've got some opportunity to work versus sit at home and play video games.
Right, right. What is the other organization we're talking about?
So this one's kind of exciting because it's new. So the Lee Summit Jazz Orchestra is a newly formed 501c3. And so what we're attempting to do with that organization in Lee Summit is to expand our arts programs outside of the symphony and outside of visual arts, so we have more musical arts and opportunities here. So if anybody had an opportunity to come to Bridge Space last December, we did a Christmas program with the Jazz Orchestra, and that's about 18 people or so. A lot of them are music teachers in the district or have been, or artists, and put together a wonderful 2-hour program that was like listening to big band and swing. And you actually can go listen to that. That is on the E2 Hustle podcast. So if you're at the Bridge Space website under resources, you can click down the podcast and you can go back and dig back to the December. We recorded that whole thing for an hour. It's a great listen. It's not just Christmas music. You would listen to it. It sounds like big band stuff. So those guys wanted to organize that group. I just helped them to kind of formalize it and try to build it into a business and created a 501c3, which was the first time I'd ever done that. So, I've heard a lot of nightmares about that, but that some of those proceeds will go to that. We will have our first concert in December.
Some people may have seen them too this summer. They played at the Downtown Days Festival this summer, so there's been a few chances to see them play. I think we're going to see more of them, and I think they're going to play in another concert this winter.
Yeah, and so the neat thing is that they're going to play quarterly, similar to the style of the Lee Summit Symphony, but in those off months, we'll have 8 other concerts that are small quartet or trio type concerts at Bridge Space on the stage. So you could go to dinner in downtown Lee Summit and then come and see a real jazz show and buy tickets, and all that's just to kind of keep the momentum going in between those quarterly concerts.
Now let's get to the important stuff. I have, for the last month or so on this podcast, been reminding people about Chilifest and reminding them I plan to win. I plan to take home hardware.
Well, everybody knows you're a big talker, so we'll see.
If anybody thinks that they can cook better than me, which, okay, look, I'm going to be honest. Even if my trophy is for the worst chili, I plan on taking a trophy of some kind. But if they think they can cook better than me, if they think they've got the great chili recipe or wings recipe or salsa recipe, do you have room? Can they still enter?
So, this is really neat. To bring this thing back after it died and kind of brought it back, I wasn't exactly sure. My goal, of course, lofty, hey,
You're not known for small goals.
Let's get 30 to 40 teams the first year. We still have 30 days away, and there are 27 teams and like 6 or 8 that said I still need to sign up. So, and that doesn't include, they just started marketing to the Cassie competitors. That's all like the regular people like you and I that think they know how to cook. I did hear a rumor about some alligator chili.
Nice.
So that should be interesting. There's always some white chilies. You got the red chilies, but the salsa division is fun. And so when you come out to the event, you buy a spoon, you get a wristband, and you get to walk around. And where else are you going to pay $10 and go walk around and taste 30 or 40 different recipes of food outside, music. You get to watch some people pig out on some hot dogs. Maybe even, we might even get a throw-up episode. We'll definitely be...
the cameras will be rolling.
The cameras will be rolling. Definitely. I could see a boomerang. So that'll be fun. And we've got some other recognition and things. And, this really got kicked off well through a lot of the different sponsors. We've got probably 15, 16 sponsors. MC Power helped out there as kind of as a big sponsor there. We've got a couple different insurance companies that have gotten involved. So 1 Hour Heating and Cooling. There's been a lot of Fossil Forge. This is like Shred. A lot of different people.
And the most important sponsor,
Smoke.
And the most important sponsor?
So the most important sponsor is Smoke, because they're also going to be giving away small samples of beer at their booth. So little 1 ounce samples of some of the different things. So that's
and the most important sponsor?
I don't know what you're fishing for here.
And the most important sponsor?
I think people are getting tired of hearing that. The most important sponsor, of course, is Bridge Space.
I get no love.
Okay. Yes, Nick, you were great, man. We love it. Thank you. You're one of the best sponsors we've ever had. Of all the years of doing this,
of all the year,
you're definitely the best. No, we appreciate it, Nick. All the shout outs and getting people charged up about the event. It's fun. It's a family event. You come out in strollers and you come out and it's just, each of these teams, typically it's a group of friends, it's a group of employees, and they come out and it's set up in the morning, get your recipes going mid-morning. Jackson County Health Department rolls through. After that, you start having different submission times because the judges will be secretly hidden somewhere in some room at Bridge Space. Probably a conference room without carpet is going to be my vote. But they'll submit those, and they'll all blind submittals, so you don't know whose is whose. They don't see any of it, and then they vote them out. And then the top 3 teams from each of those categories get trophies and recognition. Whoever's booth is the most decorated, the best spirit. There's a spirit award for that, too.
Spirit award, I like it.
Yeah, we're going to get fired up.
There we go.
Chili.
Oh, Charlie's getting fired up, too.
Get that chili, Charlie?
I think it is it's important to say one more time, there are 2 chili categories. There's the CASI, the competition chili, which means no beans.
It means no beans. It's like you can't have your meat bigger than some kind of size. It's a bunch of crazy requirements that, unless you're in that space, what happened?
Ooh.
I think Charlie Dog just goosed Nick in the chair.
They did.
So that CASI, now home style, that's where you get into people are doing, 1 year.
That's where you'd get to you kind of a free for all.
My daughter, a lot of teams do more than one chili too. So it's like, okay, I'm going to do 3 gallons of this type of chili and 3 gallons of this type of chili. We did one where we used cow tongue.
Nice. I'm already excited about
I'd
this.
never had cow tongue. It wasn't as bad as you'd think.
Well, I happen to like cow tongue.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it.
And you can get cow tongue tacos right here in Lee Summit.
Oh, yeah? Where's that?
Tacos El Mercadito. There we go. See, I've got knowledge.
Yeah. Man, you said that like I thought they were a sponsor or something.
No, they are not. Well,
so that's October 5th. There's still room for people. They can go to the Bridge Space website. There's a Chilifest header there. Just click on that, and you can go in. There's still time if you want to help out from a sponsorship perspective. All the proceeds are going to go straight through to the charities that we're working with. It's going to be a great day. It'll be great to bring it back. I think it'll be a total failure if we don't have a minimum of at least 500 people. I think it'll be a lot more than that.
I think you're gonna see that many people there easily. You're not gonna have to worry about that. That is bridgespace.us/Chilifest if you want to find out more information. And why we're talking about Bridge Space, Ben, I got to stop a little bit.
Okay.
Happy birthday! This is Bridge Space's birthday.
Yeah, and that's one of the things.
1 year old.
Yeah, and you know what? Last week was. It's been a year. It's actually been.
I have something
it's been
for
amazing.
you. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
I got you.
Whoa! What's this?
A special present from Cookie Jar, your backside neighbor.
From the Cookie Jar. Backside neighbor. What is it? I wonder.
Well, I tried to figure out what one of your favorites were.
Whoa! It's now. So now since we're doing a Facebook Live here too, I've got to give a shout out to. If you have not had this, this is a double stuffed brownie. It is amazing. It's got caramel in there. This is the Cookie Jar right behind Bridge Space. Thank you for that, Nick. And my waistline thanks you too. I already had a donut this morning from the event that was here, so I hate you. Thank you.
No problem. That's what I'm here for. Well, again, congratulations on 1 year. Tell us, I guess I kind of want to know a little bit more about you started this thing. Look, we'd had executive suites, we'd had some office sharing in town before, but coworking is a relatively new concept, not just everywhere, but specifically here. So why? What kind of drew you into this? You've done a lot of different business ventures in your career.
Yeah.
You've been in real estate. You've been in tech, different things. This was very new to you. So where did the idea come from? How did you come up with this and decide this is where you're going to jump in?
So I think it was it really came from a source of community. So been an entrepreneur for 20 years, had different businesses. Every time I did a business, I kind of learned something else that kind of led to the next one. This was a little bit of a real estate development project, commercial project, to take the old post office and convert it, right? I've had residential rental properties for years, so in my mind it was sort of like, okay, this is sort of a rental-ish type thing. At Community Buying Group, we had members, and so Bridge Space is a membership type environment, so I knew how to market and manage and all the tech involved with managing and tracking members. And there was a lot of people that wanted to help to move entrepreneurship forward in Lee Summit. And it just, frankly, it just wasn't quite getting done just because somebody needed to step up and do it. And I had sold Community Buying Group at the end of 17. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go by the post office and we're going to create a co-working space. And I'd been traveling with Community Buying Group regularly, and I was visiting these spaces because I knew I was kind of headed down this path. So I went to about 40 different co-working spaces, met with their founders, asked what they liked, what they didn't like, where they failed, what would they do differently. And of course, I had that list of things that I wish I'd done differently too.
Well, I think that's my big question for you now is, so comparing your vision then, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to where you're at now, has the vision changed any? Have you had to kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit?
There's been a few pivots, but I would say 85 to 90% of what I envisioned is here, and it's what we're doing. There's things from a facility perspective that I really would like to have done differently, and some of it was because I did historic tax preservation. I couldn't put a rooftop up on this, that you had an outside patio that was up top that you could look back to downtown Lee Summit. But, a lot of this, and you asked, why I did it, and it's about building resources in Lee Summit to help small businesses and entrepreneurs just move their success forward quicker. One thing that we can all gain from other people that are in business is experience that they have. And if we could get the experience from different people and we don't have to go through the failures to gain the experience, that helps accelerate businesses forward. So between the different things that we have, whether it's actual office that doesn't really have a traditional lease, or co-working because I just need a place to go plop down because I need to get out of my house, away from my dogs, my kids, the delivery people, whatever it is, the distraction of chores, to get out and get in somewhere. That's the thing that we've seen has been the most surprising. And you meet a lot of the members that come in and out, and they're like, I was working from home. Now I'm in bridge space, and I'm meeting people. I'm making connections. I'm actually more effective when I come and work here than I am at home because I don't have the distractions. People take themselves more seriously most times when they leave the house to go somewhere. They take a shower or a bath. They put on some real clothes.
Am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they get out, and it's like they take their business more seriously because, like, I'm going to the office. And just psychologically, that's a big part of success for people getting into a shared workspace. And it's different than a coffee shop. Coffee shops are loud, and to leave your stuff out or be parked somewhere all day, we've got so much space for people to move around. So if you're listening or you want to understand what we do, come by because people can co-work for free for a day. They can come check it out, take a tour. We've got the meeting room space. You got people that work out of their homes that need to have professional meetings with companies.
I'll say for me, the biggest things have been being around people, because being at home was fine, and I had worked out a nice system that I made myself get up and shower and dress, and to treat it professionally, but I was still home. I was still by myself. Every idea I scratched on the whiteboard was genius because there was nobody there to smack me in the head.
You're an idiot.
Right. But just being around other people and having other voices near, meeting different people who are building it and getting those ideas, just that atmosphere has been great. And then just having a place to meet other people so that it's not always meeting at the coffee shop, or it's not a video conference from the desk at the home.
I still go to the Whistle Stop almost every day. Right. So it's not like, hey, I'm eliminating going to the local coffee shop, because I went through this morning. I saw 4 people I knew. I shook hands. I said, hey, what's going on? We catch up, and I come into here. And you could take that and put that on steroids when you come in here, because you've got hundreds of businesses that are around and in the ecosystem. And then the thing was kind of, I expected it, but I was surprised at how many large businesses within a 10-mile range of Lee Summit take their executive team, their sales teams, their operational teams out of their physical business space and get into a space that's creative and interesting and non-interrupted. I mean, how many times have you been in a meeting somewhere and somebody knocks on the door and say, can I grab you for a minute? And pulled out of a meeting. Right. Well, then they get back. It's kind of like you got to restart the meeting. What I miss, those things. A lot of that's eliminated when you're here. So we probably have 50 companies that come in and use the space. Some churches come in and use the space to get out to do creative thinking and planning. We donate a lot of space and partner with a lot of philanthropies in the area to where they come in and want to do a fundraiser. We're donating the space. They want to use a meeting room for their board. We're donating the space. There's a lot of that, a lot of partnerships and a lot of things and it all goes back to how do we drive things forward and connect the community in a better way.
Before I move to the next thing, the other thing I'm going to say, just to make it about me again, the studio here is pretty cool. I have thoroughly enjoyed the studio. It sounds a lot better too.
It does. And you know what? Again, it's another step of adding a level of professionalism. You were out running around, meeting with people, setting up on tables and cafeterias and coffee shops and people's offices.
And I don't know if you know this or not, but every office in downtown Lee Summit, you go to them, they all have exposed brick loud buildings.
And trains.
And trains.
Which is amazing. I'm amazed that you can't hear the train here.
Right.
I have no idea why. You can't hear the train, in the building. You just don't even notice it, and it's everywhere else in downtown, you notice it. So no, I appreciate it. You've helped to kind of mold this because you use this studio more than probably anybody else in here. And, if you're listening and you don't know, Nick has been working on a little side hustle, and he's out taking on customers to help them to do podcasts and to do media type stuff. So it's been interesting to watch you kind of grow as a business from a couple of mics set up somewhere to you've got people coming in, checking up front, getting them a cup of coffee, coming in and experiencing this like professional production type environment. And now you've got people like Shred or Doug Horn, the attorney, and other people that you're working with to help produce and get them out there as thought leaders. So it's great.
Yeah, it's fun. And I will say that's the...
Attaboy. Attaboy, Nick. Attaboy.
I appreciate it. And that's the other thing I'm going to, before I move on to my next thing, is being here has given me kind of that nudge and even kind of the gumption to try different things that I never planned on.
Did you just use?
I did.
Gumption?
I did.
What are you, 80?
Well, my wife may say yes.
Whoa. All right, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah. The last thing I wanted to ask you about Bridge Space was this has also become kind of an event space. Did you plan on all of the events activities that were going to happen here, or is that a little bit surprising?
It's not surprising because really we have this amazing event space in Lee Summit, right? It's amazing when you go to the Stanley, different sizes, different shapes, but they're really focused on wedding. They've got some church services that rent out on Sundays. They do some other civic and things, and really our events are really focused on business. It's business events. We want to own that business event space in Eastern Jackson County just because it just aligns with our mission on how do we accelerate the success of businesses here? How do we give them resources? We have the free educational sessions that we do at Bridge Space, and people can come in and go to those for free. And people are walking away with things that are changing their businesses.
How are you coming up with the programming for those business services, those training sessions that you do? Like you said, many of them are free to attend. People follow you on Facebook or they go to the website. You can find those. But how are you coming up with all those different programming ideas and the different training sessions that are offered?
It's a combination of surveying and asking members and people that have been in the space. A combination of a lot of the work that I do with small businesses from a coaching perspective and where we see people that need help in the areas that they need. There's a lot of overlap between businesses. Like, I know I need to do this, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to increase my sales enough so that I can I can get myself out of the day-to-day business and how I can scale my business as a solopreneur or one or two people. And so whether that's things like Chad from Summit Videos came in and we asked him and said, hey, could you do a class to really teach people how to use a camera or their phone rather as a camera to really do a more professional, interesting videos? And he came in for 45 minutes and gave a lot of different techniques. There's 50 people there for that. And that's pretty normal for us. It's 35 to 80 people that come into these events. We've got legal, we've got operations, we've got marketing, digital marketing, social media, all the different things that small businesses and entrepreneurs are using and could just use a few tips just to kind of tweak and change their business and figure out some ways to do business better.
Well, as we wrap up here, Ben, I'm gonna ask you a question. This is something you asked me when I was on your show.
Ooh.
And I want to return the favor. I'm paying it back.
Yes, pay it back.
Your favorite musical?
My favorite musical. Man, what is my favorite musical? There's so many great musicals.
We sang Fiddler on the Roof on your show.
Yeah, it's not Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, that's wrong. That answer is wrong.
And it's not Grease. I like Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge is pretty good.
That was fun. Can I tell you, I wanted to hate that movie because I didn't think it would work, but I loved it. It was great.
Chicago was good, and that's kind of musical / kind of dance. I know that I'm overlooking one that I really really like, and I can't think of what it is.
Really, I just wanted to make you sing again.
Oh. Well, you should have just asked. What are we going to sing?
Well, Ben Rao, you can tell me I got it wrong again, but that's okay.
It's Rao.
Ben, thank you for coming on the show. Chilifest,
October 5th. Yeah, October 5th at Bridge Space. You don't need tickets. Just come. You'll buy a wristband for $10. You'll be able to eat 30 or 40 different recipes of chili. There'll be wings. There's going to be salsa competition, hot dog eating competition, all in the parking lot, Bridge Space. And
if you think you've got what it takes to put down, to smash some hot dogs, go to the website, bridgespace.us/chilifest.
Yeah, or just send me an email or contact me through Facebook Messenger. Or if you've got somebody that you think that you want to do it, send me their name and I'll ask them.
John Bedoin. I'm just going to keep volunteering him.
Okay.
Ben, thank you very much. We will see you on October 5th at Chilifest, and we will talk to everyone next Monday.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
All right.
Good to see you again.
You have been listening to Lee Summit Town Hall, a Link to Lee Summit podcast with hosts Nick Parker and Jason Norbury. A proud member of the Fredcast Network, you can subscribe to this podcast on most of your favorite podcast apps and catch us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for all the news, analysis, and conversations on the Lee Summit community. Connect with us on Facebook at Link to Lee Summit or on Twitter at LS Town Hall.